Hey, I'm Dave Rubin, and this is TYT140, a lot of news in a little time. In a speech at West Point Wednesday, President Obama articulated his vision for American foreign policy in an era no longer dominated by the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. The president emphasized that the United States must seek to avoid long, costly military engagements abroad, instead using a pinpoint approach to deal with threats from the Middle East and Africa. While the speech was poorly received by supporters of aggressive American intervention in Syria and Ukraine, loud cheers were heard from representatives of American drone manufacturers. This Monday, President Obama will announce that he's bypassing Congress and using executive authority to require that the nation's coal-fired power plants cut carbon emissions by up to 20%. The new regulations represent the strongest action ever taken by an American president on climate change. The move faces opposition from congressional Republicans, however, who argue that the president should offer to negotiate with the Republicans and then, when negotiations fail because Republicans won't make any concessions, take all the blame. You know, Democracy 101. Apple confirmed on Wednesday that it will acquire Beats, the headphones and streaming music company co-founded by rapper Dr. Dre, for $3 billion. The deal will provide Apple with access to Beats' young customer base as well as competitive entry into the streaming music business dominated by Spotify and Pandora. Meanwhile, concerns that Dr. Dre might not fit into Apple's corporate culture appear to have been overblown. In an interview with NBC's Brian Williams, NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden described himself as a patriot and denied that he's a spy for the Russian government. Snowden also expressed disappointment at the Russian record on freedom of the press and an interest in returning to the United States, although not, as he put it, to walk into a jail cell. In response, an Obama administration spokesman expressed a willingness to accommodate Snowden's wishes, saying, quote, "We'd be glad to drag him in." And finally, a British physician is attributing a rise in sexually transmitted diseases in older couples in the UK to the popularity of 50 Shades of Grey. England's Dr. Charlotte Jones suggested that the 50 Shades trilogy has led older couples to become more sexually adventurous, but without taking proper precautions against STDs. Research indicates that STDs among U.S. seniors has been rising for decades, however, and can be traced back to 4 hypersexed residents of a single Miami household. I'm Dave Rubin. Follow us on Twitter at TYT140 and suggest stories using hashtag TYT140. We'll see you tomorrow.